What would the Nintendo Direct voice sound like for our show?
Blasting its way onto your Xbox today is another world premiere.
Oh my God. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Xbox Casuals, the Xbox podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, is the ROG Ally Xbox, whatever they're naming it these days, Josh Finney.
Man, I can't keep track of it. I just keep calling it the ROG Ally, and
Why didn't they just call it the Xbox? I mean, I know technically that's what it's called, the Xbox Ally, but they should just keep referring to it as that. Because that rolls off the tongue so much better.
Dude,
by ROG.
I'm tired of trying to figure out what they're doing over there. I'm just like, between them and Bungie, I don't know who's frustrating me more right now. It's bad, man. It's all bad. This has not been a great week. This has not been a great week for Bungie.
Nope.
Let me tell you something. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details here on this show. You guys can go listen to Tower Casuals for my gut reaction on Tuesday, and next Thursday you can check out Corey and I's thoughts once we've had time to let them digest. And just Jesus Christ, I didn't know how much worse it could get, and it actually did get worse later that day. It's just suffice it to say, it's a very, very hard time to be a Destiny fan. So
yep. It's
the actual whiplash we went through over the course of about 45 minutes was insane.
Yeah, it was
Renegades looks fun, looks cool,
sounds cool.
I still don't love the idea of it being like there's a fucking Sarlacc pit, man. There's a Sarlacc pit and there's Jabba's sex barge just like chilling on Mars. I don't like that, and I don't like there being an X-wing that is now permanently tied to my account. But other than that, like, yeah, it looks kind of fun. Looks a little Helldivers-y, which, like, I get why people are making that comparison, but it's also really clear to me, like, people have never played, like, squad-based shooters before, if that's the only parallel that they're drawing here.
Yeah.
I saw somebody call it a Helldivers 2 ripoff and just, like, had to just, like, close my Discord before I said anything. Nobody in our group, of course, but a friend in our acquaintance in another server said that. Yeah, I was just like, okay. And then you get to Ashen Iron. Good lord, this is like Curse of Osiris levels of bad.
It's bad.
Something. It's real bad.
So
it's all out of balance. It's all bad.
So I actually turned it on the other day. Not the other day, today, tonight. Because I knew there was going to be an update. Even though I have automatic updates turned on my Xbox, nothing automatically updates ever. And so I went through it and I was like, I'm going to go to the tower. I'm going to collect my stuff and see what's going on. I get into that. There's like that mission, that first mission you have to go through with the Vex, kind of in the tower. I get to the first point where you're supposed to progress, and like I just can't get through the doorway. It just won't let me go through it.
That's weird.
And I'm like, oh, I'm done. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I'm a little frustrated. So it's not great. We'll see if things improve sometime soon, but yeah, not looking great for the 2 months leading up to Renegades. There's a roadmap about that apparently. So I don't know if you heard. They only told us 15 times. There's a roadmap coming.
I did hear about this fabled roadmap.
This was a stream about the roadmap, really, that we still have no evidence of.
Yeah, I really haven't seen the roadmap yet.
But in positive news,
is there positive news?
I think there is some positives. We're gonna hit what we've been playing at the top of the show tonight.
What?
At the end. Yes, because
Josh
Corey,
with the switch up, the change up.
Corey, Gears of War is back.
Gears of War is, in fact, back.
One of your favorite games of all time.
Yeah. I
You
think
have gotten to play a lot more of this than me, so
yeah.
take it away, Captain.
Yeah, it's pretty much been the game that I've been playing when I have time to play games. It's Josh, what I was telling the Ron the other night on the Boss Rush podcast. I'm in this like weird rut of like I don't know what to play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like starting anything new. I don't feel like playing Destiny. I've kind of had my fill of Fortnite because I unlocked the Power Rangers already. So like I don't know. The Switch 2 just is not doing it for me right now.
Sure.
So, Gears is like the perfect kind of comfort game that I needed at this very moment. It came out at just the right time, Josh.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it took me back to my parents' little office nook where my Xbox 360 was hooked up when I came home from college and transferred schools. Just kind of sitting in there, not knowing where I was going to live, just going to kind of hang out at their house for a while. Man, let me tell you, active reloads, the very like over the top acting, the grubs. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, it very much feels like a game that was made in 2006. I'll say that much.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you really appreciate, because I haven't played the first Gears in a very, very long time. I played every game except for Gears 1 back during COVID in the lead up to Hive Busters.
Mm-hmm.
The jump from 1 to 2 is legitimately like generational.
Oh, I know. It's insane.
It's wild. I mean, I still stand by the opinion 2 is the best one in the series.
I think 2 has the best story and probably the best campaign. I think some of the mechanics in 3 some of them are a little bit more fleshed out, but I think 2 is definitely the best of that trilogy.
I think 3, by the time you get to it, unfortunately, it felt like they were kind of running out of directions to take the story.
Yeah, and you kind of knew what was going to happen based on what happened in 2, right?
I think the only thing I would change from 2 to 3 is I probably would have saved the destruction of the Jacinto Plateau for 3 instead. Because of having the base, be like a boat was a choice.
It is a choice.
It's a choice. But 3 does have one of the most touching scenes in a video game ever. No spoilers if you somehow have not played Gears of War 3. I'm sure they're going to re-release 2 and 3 for PlayStation sometime in the near
really
future.
Hope they do, Josh.
I hope they do too. I don't think I need a full-scale remake like these. But I mean, if you wanted to throw horde mode in there, I wouldn't say no.
I would take 2 and 3 in this type of remaster.
I would too, but I just feel like you would need resources, and it would probably take a while.
Give it to People Can Fly. They need some work.
They do need some work, but they are the official co-developer on eDay. So.
I know. Well, see, they're already familiar. I mean, they did Judgment.
You give some more work to Virtuos. They're kicking ass.
Yeah, I mean, they do have like 4,000 employees. They just do Metal Gear.
Yep.
Right. They did.
Yep.
What
they
did they
worked on Metal Gear. They're working on 2KO or 2XKO with Riot as a support studio. They officially support Flight Sim and I believe Sea of Thieves. They've done some assistance for some Sony games. I wouldn't be shocked to hear that they've done some outsource assisting on Ghost of Yotei.
They ported a lot of third-party games to Switch also.
Yes, that's where a lot of their work is coming from right now. So
Final Fantasy 10, 10, 2, and 12 they did, I know. A lot of Square stuff.
They've worked on Rebirth. I know that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, throw it to Virtuos. But, yeah, this game, I mean, the 2006ness of it aside, it runs good. It looks good.
It's
put that prettier, better running version.
They just put that patch in that fixed the VRR problem.
Yeah, I think I played it before the patch, so I actually need to check it out with the patch in action. I'm at the very end of Act 1 right now. You've made it all the way to the beginning of Act 3.
Yeah, I made it to the Emulsion Factory.
Do we know if the General Ram DLC is a part of this or not?
All the DLC is in this game.
Okay, because that's honestly the thing I was most excited to go back to. That is something I played one time when it came out, and I've never touched it since.
Yeah, so there's like 1, 2, and 3, or 2 and 3 each got extra chapters as DLC within the game. I think 3's is a prequel, actually, with a different team.
So I'm actually wrong. Ram's Shadow
is 3. I think.
That's 3. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
This does have an extra chapter though, Josh. This has the where you're getting chased by the Brumac through the city.
Okay, I am excited for that.
It's pretty cool. I played it when whatever the last version of this game came out. So it was pretty cool because I had never played it before because it was only available on the PC version at the time when that game came to PC.
Yeah, I've never played it either, actually, because I don't think I played a little bit of Ultimate Edition, but I never finished it. So this is my first full playthrough of the game since it released. So in 19 years.
Yeah.
I am no longer a freshman in high school.
Yeah. This is definitely look, this game is definitely an old game, but it feels so much fun. You know what the level design oddly reminds me of, actually? is the map design in Claire Expedition 33. Claire Obscure. Like
the architecture feels fairly similar. It's very Gothic European inspired.
Yeah, and it's not just that though either. It's like it's obviously very linear, but then you get to these big open spaces where you can tell a lot of enemies are going to be, and then you go down another hallway basically. And I'm like, man, that old school game design, man.
It's simultaneously easier than I remember and much more ammo consuming than I remember.
Yeah, I was like, should I play it on normal or should I play it on hard? I'm like, I played it on normal.
I'm playing on normal. Yeah.
I was playing it on normal, and I was like, man, this is like way too easy.
This is just I'm here for the story and to enjoy playing it with my friend, and I will not touch it after I beat the campaign. So
yeah, I've been playing it on hard, and it's been like very. It's been very fun. It's also still way too easy on hard.
Again, if it was like 2 and 3, I'd be playing it on a higher difficulty. Just because like I'm more used to how those games feel. So
yeah.
The game I will not be playing if they remake it though is Judgment.
I still don't think Judgment was that bad.
I don't think Judgment is bad. It's not a bad game. It's bad when you stack it up to the rest of the franchise.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the worst one.
It's far and away the worst one not named Gears Pop. Which I don't even know if we count that.
I don't know, man. Gears Pop. It's pretty good.
Justice for Gears Tactics. Give me a Gears Tactics 2.
Yeah, I know, right? Give me
Can we get In Exile on this?
Oh man, that'd be awesome. That'd be so Dude, good.
Listen, they kick so much ass. I love Wasteland 3, and that's part of why I'm so excited for Clockwork Revolution. Dude, that would be like a perfect like merger of their original style plus what they're doing in Clockwork. I would love for them to do it. I want them to do a tactical shooter. Especially because Splash Damage, I think, no longer exists. I know they got bought, and then I don't think they exist anymore.
Well, they got bought by Embracer, right? And then they were one of the studios that got closed down, right?
I believe so.
Unless I'm thinking of somebody else. By the way, did you see the...
Splash Damage is still in existence.
Oh, no. What are they doing?
They're owned by Tencent.
Oh.
Yes, they were bought by Tencent in March 2020, or excuse me, in 2020. They were working on a game with Stadia, and when Stadia started getting closed down, they were bought by Tencent. Bought their parent company, and so they ended up going on over there. So they have scaled the studio back though, because they really haven't put out any games since Gears Tactics. So that's a shame. Gears Tactics is awesome. I love Gears. I love Gears Tactics. I love the universe. That was an awesome chapter. The Gears novels also like really good. I don't know if you ever read those or
I have them. They're sitting down here.
They're not as good as the Halo ones, but still very good. In fact, the author of some of the Gears novels, I think, did some Halo ones later on, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Karen Travis. Yeah.
Yep. She did the first post Halo 3 trilogy, which had very mixed reviews with how it treated certain characters like the Arbiter and the Spec Ops Commander,
Yeah.
and lordhood. It did not go over super well. Um, so yeah. Anyways, all that aside, having a great time. Hoping to have it finished by the next time we do an episode. I sadly did not get the Silk Song very much this week. I started it up a little bit. That game is fucking hard, dude.
Mm.
It is punishingly hard.
Didn't they
Like,
patch it to make it easier this
they
week?
are patching it to make it easier, yeah. Which is insane. Like, somebody in another Discord was joking, there is a mod on PC to make it to where the enemies don't kill you in like 1 or 2 hits. And I thought that was very funny, and they've dubbed it the Josh mod. Because I don't know if you guys know this about me. I like challenging games. I don't like games that are just hard for the sake of being hard. And I understand this is part of the game development. I personally am not going to be one of those people who goes around screaming and hollering that the game needs to be easier. Just if I'm not enjoying myself, I'm simply not going to play it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Metroidvanias by design should be at least somewhat challenging. The first Hollow Knight is challenging. That is challenging. Also, I was playing it in handheld the whole time on the Switch, so maybe that was part of it. But yeah, I'm gonna play some more Silk Song, but it feels like one of those games that I'm actually gonna buy on my Switch 2 and take to the office and play on my lunch breaks. Which, it's a big ass game. It's probably what I'm gonna be playing as my lunch game for a while. Because I'm back in office starting on Monday. So
Ooh.
Yep,
Look at this guy.
I am
You
officially
gotta wear a
back.
tie?
No, I do not, thank God.
Mm.
I will be back in the office starting on Monday. So I'll be taking my Switch with me for now, but I probably will be getting a phone mount and just taking my Xbox controller so I can play Destiny Rising.
That's probably a good idea, since that's the best thing Destiny has going for it right now.
Pretty much. Who knew NetEase would have the most straightforward world's first race ever?
I mean, you didn't play the first Descendant. You didn't think that was any good, Josh? You didn't think that was that? You know, you look at this, you're like, yep, Destiny.
I saw a couple clips of that game, was not interested, and every single person I saw tweeting about that game was like paid to play it.
Yeah.
They had sponsored streams, and I was like, yeah, no, I went down this pathway with Warframe a few years ago. Nah, I'm not doing this. I have no desire to play this.
You know, Josh, this latest patch, you can see their feet now. And you can take their shoes off and look at their toes.
I don't fucking care. That's weird.
There's also a near Automata crossover, because that game crosses over with anything that has lady parts in it. So
that's weird. What is this, Genshin Impact?
I mean, close enough.
Quick, do a collaboration with Persona 5. That your game will close down within a year.
Yikes.
No, seriously. Like, for real. For real. Every time that Persona 5 is in a crossover with some sort of games, it's shut down within the year.
Should we do a free what do you call it? Eulogy for Overwatch, since they just did one?
Oh my god, that was the first thing I thought of when I saw that. I was like, oh my god, like, what random crossover? Because they have the Persona 5 crossover like 6 years after Royale came out and 10 years after the base game. And then they also have the Luka Doncic collaboration going on right now.
Yeah.
So that's been a discussion around town. Oh boy. So the other thing that we've been playing, though, I don't know if you've started it yet, but I've probably gotten about halfway through it, is Indiana Jones and the Order of Giants.
I just downloaded it.
I'm
literally tonight. So
probably half to 2/3 of the way through it.
Yeah, is it good?
So yes, it's definitely not bad. I don't like it as much as the base game. It's really just one really long quest is all it is.
Would it have made sense to play this during a main playthrough?
Up to the point that I'm at, no. I don't think it would have made any sort of sense. So I would say you can play it whenever. I have found that playing it after playing the main game, because you have all your upgrades still, has been very beneficial. I will say the puzzles are good. The puzzles are on par with, if not better than, a lot of the main puzzles in the base game, which is cool. But so far, the story has just like not gripped me at all. And that's a shame because I think Order of Giants was, or not Order of Giants, God, Great Circle was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other thing that holds this back is, oh God, what's her name? I'm forgetting her name.
Ah, I don't
Fuck.
remember either.
Fuck, I feel like really dumb that I'm Gina. Gina's not in this at all.
That's weird.
Well, it's because of when it takes place. It takes place concurrently with what you're doing in Vatican City.
Right.
So this is meant to take place after. I don't know when this is supposed to take place. I think after you've gone into the tomb, but maybe before. I don't know. Like it's a little. I think it's supposed to happen after your first encounter with Tony Todd. Is where I think this is supposed to take place. Maybe no. I guess it's before because you go straight from that to the end of that section. So yeah, it happened. So it happened so early in the game. I don't like it. I think it takes place before you meet Gina, frankly, and I think that costs it a little bit because it's weird. Vatican City to me is the best location in the game. It's the most fleshed out. It's very reminiscent. I said this when we discussed it last year. It's very reminiscent of doing the Paris auction house in the first Hitman reboot by IOI. It's like that. How that was one of the most well laid out, multi-level levels in the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great tech demo for what this game can be. I feel that way about Vatican City with Great Circle. I felt that way about the Clockwork Mansion and Dishonored 2. Rome, just it's very linear and it's very like you don't really do much in Rome itself. It's very much, I don't want to say reused assets, but like a lot of the overworld is reused assets. So again, like not bad, but I'm not loving it so far, and I haven't like really grasped why we're doing this. But it's also becoming really clear to me that the reason why this is taking place here is they 100% intended to make a sequel, and I think they will make a sequel, especially with how coy they've played about it. Just it might be like another 4 years before we see it.
Mm-hmm.
At all. I would not be surprised to get an announcement of it sometime in the next year. You know, we both said that we think next year we're going to get a lot of big game announcements, just like, hey, we have this is in some form of production. We're confirming that it's a plan for us because it'll be 25th anniversary and all that. So maybe next year we get confirmation. But to lead out of that, we have a story from,
oh boy,
Machine Games talking about Wolfenstein 3.
Yeah, they do. Still got stories to tell, Josh.
They do. There's a documentary on them, and I believe this is from, I want to say this is from NoClip.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. NoClip did a 45-minute documentary. It's been a while since I watched something from NoClip.
Yeah.
But they did that, and they talked about it. The studio head, Jack Gustafsson, this is coming from Pure Xbox, said the studio has always seen this as a trilogy, with only 2 games of that trilogy released so far, with New Order and New Colossus. The exact quote reads, "We have always seen this as a trilogy. That journey for BJ, even during those first weeks at id, when we mapped out New Order, we still had the plan for at least BJ. What would happen in the second one? What would happen in the third one? I think it's important to say because, at least I hope, we're not done with Wolfenstein. We have a story to tell." So, to me, I don't think that it's a guarantee that it's the next game, but it's been so long since New Colossus that I have to.
2017, right?
I feel like we're putting on the way that people were about Silksong. I feel like as you and me, every time that there's an Xbox showcase, we put on the clown makeup, expecting Wolfenstein 3 to show up.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did kind of put that off the last year because of Indiana Jones.
Once
right?
we
But
finally
also,
saw
like,
Indiana Jones, yeah. But for
also,
like 3 or 4 years there, we were just from 2020 onwards. You're like, oh, they got to be announcing it soon, right? Right?
But that gives me hope, though, that like if they're gonna have 2 projects in development, that one of them at least will be Wolfenstein, which is great because I love.
I
that
also
series.
would imagine that maybe an Indiana Jones sequel doesn't take as long to make because you already have the base mechanics.
Right, and the character models, and the I mean, like you have all that stuff done.
You have all that done and ready to go. So it's just a matter of like, when are you going to release it? And I don't think you should expect to see an Indiana Jones sequel anytime before like 2029.
Right. Just
simply because how long AAA games to make. And I mean, if you get that out in 4 or 5 years, I'll be very impressed if you get it out in under 4. I think the only studio that has done that in recent memory with a major AAA game is Insomniac has done it twice with Spider-Man games. And Respawn did it with Fallen Order to Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, but I mean, also, I wonder if that was like Lucasfilm or, Lucasfilm Games trying to get those games out too because they were popular. But I remember how kind of sluggish they ran when they came out.
I think they were trying to get them out, but Jedi Survivor was like just such a much bigger, more ambitious game in every way.
So good, man.
They did the correct thing though by letting you have all the shit from the first game right off the bat. Just baking that into the core combat experience was a great decision.
Yeah.
So, all that to say, Order of Giants is good. I still long for the day that we see another Wolfenstein. I would really like to see it. I think that they're pretty unsatisfied with Youngblood being the last thing they did in that universe. But maybe after doing that, they just went, hey, we got to step away from this for a little bit.
Yeah.
I do think that they will do Wolfenstein 3, and that's probably going to be the last time we see Wolfenstein for a very, very long time, no matter what studio handles it. Because they got to be tired of doing games set in the 1940s, even if they're in alternate timelines. They got to be tired of it.
Yep.
And we still haven't killed Mecha Hitler, so we got to do that. You know what I would love to see? We're talking about remasters and reimaginings of games that we grew up with. Give me the 2002 Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Give me that remastered and re-released.
Yeah. I mean, put them in a package like the PS2 one and the Xbox one because they were different for some reason.
I still have the well, it's because the Xbox had more memory. It had the internal hard drive and stuff. So I would happily take that. I still have the Xbox version sitting on my shelf over here.
Throw Raven. What, Raven did it right? That one for 360 before.
Yeah, they did the 2008 one.
Yeah. Do that. Just throw that in there. Just throw them all in. Where's my Digital Eclipse Wolfenstein collection?
Oh my god. Yeah, put that in the Retro Classics app for us.
Oh god.
I'd be okay with that. I still think that's really, really a good idea. And I mean, hey, Disney wants more Indiana Jones.
Good.
They said that within weeks of Great Circle releasing. Jez said it last December on his Xbox 2 podcast, saying a Disney insider has suggested there's going to be more Indiana Jones. And I will say on my end, I've also heard Disney picked up the phone and wants more indie.
And not just from Machine Games either, I heard. So
yeah, I do wonder if because Microsoft,
Naughty Dog's next game is actually.
Oh my god, I would be just inconsolable. I think. I think that they've done such a good job that I could see another Xbox studio handle. I could see Obsidian doing it. Yeah. I mean, Obsidian, In Exile. I don't think Double Fine will do it. Obviously, for a multitude of reasons, Double Fine is not going to be the studio doing it.
You don't want young Indiana Jones Chronicles from Double Fine?
No, mainly because it would take like a decade to make.
Or like maybe where you play as like the dog.
Give me one where give me one where maybe Machine Games like acts as like the custodian of the IP, but you let Ninja Theory make it.
Yeah, I thought about Ninja Theory, but I'm like, I don't know, man. Like the reception to Hellblade, people are gonna want something more than that
Yeah.
come out of there. I mean, I love Hellblade. I also know I'm in the vast minority of that grouping.
Of
So
people loving Hellblade 2, yes.
so
Hellblade 1 I think is incredible. Hellblade 2 left me wanting a lot more, but I do
but
think that
Josh, did you play the 60 frames a second version
I did not, and I
at
will not.
720p upres?
I will not. I will say that I think one of the big things that Xbox has been trying to do is let studios make what they want to make,
Mm-hmm.
taking the Sony route here, because Obsidian has even said like they don't think they would have ever gotten to make Pentiment or Grounded without Game Pass
Right.
and without Microsoft funding.
I also think with Pentiment and Grounded, you're talking about small projects, whereas
Sure.
Ninja Theory, like an Indiana Jones project, would probably be a AAA budget.
Well, and
I'm
that's
sure.
that's kind of what I'm getting to next. I mean, Playground is the Forza Horizon studio, and they're making Fable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at that. I think as long as you're not just like burning money like the Initiative or Rare apparently were,
Yeah.
like just shoveling it into the furnace during the winter months, then I think you'll be okay.
Yeah.
But they have said in the past they want shorter development timelines. Maybe you get another Indiana Jones game and it's like, I don't know, kind of the equivalent to what Miles Morales was to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know, let another studio make that game while Machine Games works on the main game or something. Let
Yeah.
Ninja Theory do that. Let them make a 10-hour, standalone adventure or something.
Yeah.
That could be really cool.
Yeah.
So I would say if Arcane wasn't working on Blade, that I would expect that they would probably do it too. I know they helped out with like some of the traversal and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but those two studios over there work very closely together. Them
Yeah.
and Machine Games.
Well, I mean, Arcane helped with Youngblood, right? I mean, they were kind of the
Yes, they helped with Youngblood, but they also helped with they've helped with the exploration there. Them and id, or Machine Games and id, helped with the shooting in Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
So they all kind of collaborate together. That's something that they were already they were doing obviously before Microsoft bought them, but Microsoft has really like been like, no, we want our studios to be collaborating together. You know, we have our Unreal 5 experts. Let's utilize them essentially.
Yeah.
So. What have we got next here? Well, I guess let's get to the Jason Schreier news of the week.
Oh boy, what's the bad? Is this the bad news segment of the week? I feel like every time we bring up his name,
there was a report that Perfect Dark almost got saved from cancellation, and this came out from Bloomberg. Jason Schreier came out and was reporting this. I'm going to make sure that I get this article pulled up. Close that ad. All right. Long-running game studio Crystal Dynamics was forced to cut staff and fully abandon Perfect Dark last week after failing to find a new funding partner following the game's cancellation in July. Embracer came close to striking a deal where the video game publisher Take-Two would purchase the game from Xbox, which owned the rights. Take-Two would then fund and publish the game, but talks collapsed, at least in part because the companies involved were unable to come to terms over long-term ownership of Perfect Dark. Representatives for Embracer, Xbox, and Take-Two have all declined to comment. Oh, Jesus Christ. Leadership of the initiative in Crystal Dynamics spent the last 2 months hunting for a publisher and wound up in negotiations with multiple parties. Take-Two was interested in funding the game, but the deal fell through. As a result, Crystal Dynamics laid off an unspecified number of staff. And, oh boy.
Man.
I'm of two minds on this. I'll let you say your piece.
I'm just like and the more and more I think about the Perfect Dark cancellation, like it hurts, but also like if Microsoft is looking to get rid, like, I mean, this was like an IP rights thing now too, right?
Yes.
So like
Yes.
if they're looking to dump the IP, like I don't know if anybody else besides Microsoft could like push the IP the way that it needs to be pushed, essentially because of Game Pass and you know, just
Yeah.
how like their channels can push it that way, right? Like I feel like 2K, like Take Two is definitely looking for big money makers, essentially, right? Like they sold off Private Division, right, to the ex Annapurna people. You know, they're looking. They delayed Bioshock because it was a good game, but they want to make sure it's great when it comes out, right? That's why they hired Rod Ferguson. Like they're not gonna. I don't think Take Two wants to take on a project unless they're sure it can be great. And this just sounds more and more like it was not going to be great, or at least something that they could make their money back on, or something. At this point,
Yeah, and I saw people being like, well, why wouldn't Embracer just want to like try and buy the IP from Microsoft? One, they're already sitting on an IP that is very similar in Deus Ex that they're clearly not going to do anything with. And two, I'm of a couple different opinions here. One, this game clearly had a lot of problems. Chris Dirrig reported on this also at the same time and said on Twitter that this would have cost at least another $80 to $90 million to get it across the finish line, at least. So you tell me how many more years you think this game was going to be in development.
I mean,
that's a lot. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, I would have guessed 2027. This game
that to me screams that this was like aiming for maybe first half 27, and I think for Microsoft that was just going to be unacceptable because they announced this back in fall 2020 at the Game Awards. It was in a playable state in January of that year when Phil went to the initiative, and it got rebooted at least twice after that, I believe.
Yeah.
This game was just a mess, and I think that also highlights the difficulty of starting a brand new AAA studio at this point in the industry life cycle, I guess, rather than being a small studio and scaling up eventually. I will beat this drum until the end of my days that the initiative should have done a small, like, Hellblade level, Miles Morales level game, and then gone from there. Perfect Dark should not have been, or make a small like reintroduction to Perfect Dark. You know, make like a 6 or 7 hour tech espionage adventure and be like, this is our concept for a full game.
Yeah, or even like, I know they kind of did that HD remaster of the first game, but even like take a stab at like remaking the first game and like, updating the mechanics and updating the, you know, how certain things work, right? Like it doesn't have to be a beat to beat remake, but like, you know.
So like, as much as I'm upset that it's no more, I also like it's like, okay, we were clearly never going to see this.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a bummer. And we had all the reporting coming out from like Kotaku and stuff afterwards, you know, swearing that trailer wasn't real, and then the trailer artist being like, fuck you, it was.
Yeah.
You know, this whole back and forth, which we still don't quite know like who was right and who was wrong there. I tend to side with developers. It just a gigantic mess, and they were burning through that much money and that many different reboots. I can kind of understand why the pocketbook watchers at Microsoft said, you got to cut them loose. And I think that was like them telling them, well, hey, if you could at least like strike a deal with somebody to like co-publish it, we'll continue giving a little bit of funding.
Yeah.
But that's going to be it. So it's pretty clear that that's why it happened. I've seen people calling for, well, if Microsoft's not going to make a game with this, then they need to just sell the rights back to Nintendo. And like, guys, I don't think you understand. There's nobody at Nintendo who's going to make a game like this today.
Right.
There just isn't. Nintendo is going to go to an outside studio and try and get somebody to make it. And there's just not a lot of teams other than like IOI and Eidos Montreal that I would want handling a game like this right now. At least that's a AAA studio.
Yeah.
I always thought Crystal Dynamics was an interesting choice. Not a bad one, but Remember, Crystal Dynamics wasn't even the original studio that was co-making this.
Oh, I know.
Certain Affinity was.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a falling out over it. And it's feeling to me less and less like that was a falling out with Microsoft and more of a falling out with the initiative. Because they're co-developing Halo at this point. That couldn't have been too bad with Phil and them. And they're being given the entire keys to the multiplayer side of the franchise. Excited to see if they have something getting cooked up. Maybe they'll be part of the reveal at Worlds next month. I doubt it, but maybe they will be. And I think Halo Infinite multiplayer is in a better place than it has been lately because, they've got the reins now. So, just a big bummer all around. I hate seeing that, but man, I just don't know any other way that this was gonna be handled. All right. Where do we want to go from here? Puck News put out a story last week. This one had me rolling. About a Call of Duty movie, because Call of Duty movie was announced. Variety broke the story that there is a Call of Duty movie franchise coming, or multimedia franchise, I guess I should say, from Paramount. Paramount struck a deal to get it. Paramount is supposedly still working on a Grounded TV series, and they did I don't know if this inspires confidence or not, they did the Halo series. So if you need to know anything about the track record here, those are the ones that they have had the rights to. Clearly have a very close relationship with Xbox, Microsoft, whatever. Call of Duty is not something small to go get the rights to for movies. There's been people trying to make adaptations of this for years. It's been a rumor for years. I do not know how to feel about this. They tried to take it with the director of Sicario 2 back in 2018, and it never got off the ground. It's interesting because it's Paramount and Skydance that are doing it. It is the group that it's the studio that, made Top Gun Maverick. Maybe this will be something really big for them. I don't know. We have no idea who is going to handle any of this. So, but the best part about all this is, and this is where Puck News comes in. I don't know how accurate this is, because somebody who was at one point working on the adaptation of Call of Duty before Microsoft bought Activision basically said this is a load of shit. That apparently at some point Steven Spielberg wanted to direct Call of Duty. So Puck News says, per 3 sources, Steven Spielberg really wanted to direct the COD movie. His Amblin studio teamed with Universal dealmaker Jimmy Horowitz to present the filmmaker's vision for one of the world's biggest gaming franchises. Spielberg is famously a big gamer and loves Call of Duty in particular. But with Spielberg comes the famous Spielberg deal, which includes top-of-market economics, final cut, and full control over production and marketing. This spooked the team from Activision, which instead went with Ellison's pitch at Paramount that offered much more control over the process. I doubt this so much.
It always worries me when there's like a live action. I mean, how many things have people pitched? Like Ubisoft pitched the Division, right? That Division movie with Jake Gyllenhaal in it, right? That was kind of a thing for a minute. I mean,
that was weird too.
Yeah, the BioShock and the Gears movies have been in development since 2007, essentially.
Gears actually is off the ground now. We do know.
I know. So is BioShock. Yes. So is BioShock. But like the Metal Gear movie.
Yep. Oh god, dude! Don't even get me started on the Metal Gear movie. I've had to hear for like 6 years about how incredible Jordan Vogt-Roberts is, and how he's this perfect pick because Kojima wants him to do it. Let me tell you something, man. The only movie he's made was Kong Skull Island, which is a dog shit movie.
Oh, it's a terrible movie. You didn't like that movie?
No. And I like most of the loud WB monster movies. But yeah, that's like the one thing that this dude has made, I feel. I don't think he's made anything else that I remember. I'm looking at his filmography right now. He did a Destiny 2 commercial.
Cool. Which one?
I have no idea. It doesn't say on Wikipedia.
The Taken King one, because that one was cool.
It was in 2017, so it's for Destiny 2.
Oh,
so I have no idea.
Maybe it was the Cade in Loot when he's standing up on the.
But
on the
yeah,
rock.
no, this dude like gets attached to stuff and then like gets dropped repeatedly. So he was supposedly making a live-action Gundam movie. He was supposed to adapt the book Console Wars with Seth Rogen.
Sounds like a great director.
That didn't happen. He was supposed to direct the pilot of some Walking Dead spinoff. That didn't happen. Yeah, this dude basically has made nothing since Kong Skull Island.
Sounds like a winner.
Except be attached to the Metal Gear movie. Be attached to the Metal Gear movie and have his likeness in Death Stranding 1.
Okay. Well.
So...
Sounds great. He's the winner.
Sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, I don't know if I buy Spielberg doing this. So, okay. Cool. And of course, Reddit and Twitter ran with this because, Activision, like, listen, I don't like Activision either, but I'm going to call bullshit on this. So,
yeah.
That was fun.
Sounds riveting.
Can't wait. Absolutely riveting. Let's shift into a little bit more movie news. This is just a little bit less film and more of it impacts all of WB games.
So, before you go into this, the image that came into my mind for Call of Duty, remember the Gerard Butler movie Gamer?
Unfortunately.
That, for some reason, for Call of Duty, that's the vision I got in my head, was that movie.
So, do you think that they actually could make a decent Call of Duty movie? I feel like they could.
I mean, I feel like
there's literally two routes you can go with this.
I mean, I feel like if they're going to make a serious military movie, they could, because a lot of those are pretty good based off of what they're trying to do, right? I think they serve like a purpose, right?
Sure.
Like Hurt Locker was, whatever, and
Hurt Locker won Best Picture. So.
But also you could go the route where you have like Hank Hill and Beavis and Butthead running around shooting guns. True. So you know what I mean? So like
I would say the two sub franchises
timely references those are.
You could actually make a compelling movie, I think, out of a few of these sub franchises. Of course, the one that comes to mind is the original Modern Warfare trilogy. That's immediately where we all go, especially if you dig into the general shepherd of it all. I think that's a really great approach. I mean, God, even if you're just adapting Modern Warfare, that could be a fascinating movie. So I think, you could do the relationship between Price and Soap. There's no way they're doing one of these movies without putting Ghost in it, just because he's the most recognizable character other than Captain Price. Look, there's no way you're not going to have Ghost running around in baklava the whole time. Balaclava, whatever it's. Baklava is a fucking dessert. I don't know what I'm saying. His fucking mask, whatever it is. I think another route you could go is Black Ops. I think Black Ops would be fascinating. But again, is that going to get people in? If you're just going to call the movie Call of Duty, I think you kind of have to go Modern Warfare, because that's where everybody's mind goes. I think when you just say Call of Duty to the general public, they think Modern Warfare. And I don't think we need another Storming of Omaha Beach movie, because we had that with Saving Private Ryan. And at that point, why wouldn't you just hire Steven Spielberg if this was true? So I feel like you have to stay away from World War II at that point. Otherwise, that's all that's going to get brought up is, why didn't you just hire Steven Spielberg for this? But if you do Modern Warfare, I think the only thing you have to cut if you adapt the Modern Warfare trilogy is, and you can't cram all that into one movie, by the way.
No.
You would have to cut No Russia out. But imagine if they didn't. I don't think they would. I'm going to be honest. I don't think Activision has the balls in 2025 to put that scene into a movie.
It depends on where this is going. If it's going to theaters, it would get cut. I wonder if it was going to something like Netflix or Amazon, if it wouldn't. Because I
actually don't think they would cut. I don't think you would have to cut it in theaters, because there's war movies and terrorist attacks all the time on screen.
I know, but this is so
I would assume they want this to be PG-13.
Yes, that's where I was going with this.
Which
like,
I think is going to be extremely hard to do.
Yeah, also, but you know, they could also do the halfway thing where like you get to the point, right, that you think it should either get cut or shouldn't get cut, right, and like they just cut to black and then they move on to the next scene, right? And
I'm not even just talking that specific scene. I think that Call of Duty in general would be very difficult to adapt into a PG-13 movie. I think that especially the Modern Warfare games handle very, very mature themes.
Yeah.
I think when you start getting into like the psychological torture, I mean, for God's sake, like you look at everything that happens you look at what happens in All Gillied Up, you look at, how they have to, kill Assad eventually in 4, you look at everything that what's his face with one arm does that you try to kill in All Gillied Up, you look at everything that he does, you look at everything that happens with the nuke going off in the Middle East, that's a whole thing,
but
there's a whole war in the Middle East.
Yeah, but are they making a military movie or are they making a cool dude action movie, right? Like, are they going to go the Transformers G.I. Joe route, or are they going to go the like hardcore Hurt Locker?
It's not going to be Hurt Locker. It's not going to be Hurt Locker Saving
route.
Private Ryan. But I think if you're calling the movie Call of Duty, there are certain expectations that come with that. And at this point, just slapping the name, this isn't 2003 anymore, or slapping the name on something like Doom or like the Mila Jovovich Resident Evil movies. Like, there's actual expectations now with these franchises. And I think that Microsoft saw what happened to Halo and is damn determined not to let that happen to another franchise, because they've seen the money that these can bring in. They've seen the merchandising that these can bring. I mean, look at The Last of Us. Like, it has remained in the cultural zeitgeist, and part of that's because over the last couple of years of the TV series, and it's going to have a couple more seasons at least. God of War is getting a series. They've also had a taste of the success with Fallout, which is why I'm a little interested that they went to Paramount. To me, that screams they want this to be a big screen franchise. They don't want this going to, because if Paramount's making it, it's not going to Amazon. It's not going to streaming. This is going to go to theaters. Now, where it goes after theaters is another thing entirely, and that's more bidding rights that you can have, especially if you make it good. But I do think that the most likely thing you do is you probably do Modern Warfare 1, and then like you jump ahead at the end by a couple of years to you end on like the elevator opening for No Russia, and that's just like you see them in the elevator and then you hear the elevator ding and it just cuts to black. Or like maybe you hear like gunshots over the credits or something. I don't know. Bring me in to consult on this. Bring me in to consult on it. But if you make Black Ops, we could have Mason the Numbers as a meme again.
You could.
We could have Gary Oldman as Victor Reznov.
I mean, we could. Why not?
It'd be fascinating. I think something like Black Ops would work much better as a TV series, though.
Yeah.
Just because, almost like theoretically, there should be less bang action and more like stealthy action.
Yeah. Plus, like, not that it would be an anthology, but like you could do the games out of order and they would still connect, right? Theoretically, unless you wanted to go through them in order of story instead of numbered games, right? So I guess half of them you don't have to do because they don't have campaigns, but the third season of the Black Ops TV show is just 100 military dudes on an island, and you just have to basically Hunger Games it out.
And Beavis and Butthead make a cameo.
Oh my god!
How would you adapt Nuketown for the Black Ops movie?
Oh my god! I hate you so much.
I hate me too. Trust me. Right. Insider Gaming has a report coming on Ubisoft's plans for 2026 and 2027, and oh boy, Ubisoft really, really trying not to have to sell off franchises at this point, it feels. So this is it's coming from Tom Henderson, which is the only reason I'm even bringing this up because oh boy, Project Over. I can't even say it with a straight face. It's literally spelled OVR. Is the next mainline Ghost Recon game. Project Hex is the next mainline Assassin's Creed game. That we've seen the logo for that. That's like with the weird witch symbols around it, I think. Project North is supposedly the Splinter Cell remake. Okay. Project Blackbird is the next mainline Far Cry game. Project Maverick is a new Far Cry extraction shooter, but he says he has a feeling that might get canceled. Project Rewind is a Prince of Persia remake. Where's the Sands of Time remake? We talked about, we reported on how bad it looked like 5 years ago. It was supposed to come out 2 or 3 months later, and then they just canceled it and said, we're working on it.
They're just trying to scrub it from existence. And
dude, I would at this point. Project Altera, an Animal Crossing style game. Project Crest, a World War II extraction-based shooter. And supposedly Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Sure.
I will say that there's something at the end of the article, though, that actually gave me a little bit of hope, even though I know we'll never see it. Tom Henderson's understanding is that the Rayman remake is tentatively late 2026. It's understood to be tentatively targeting late 2026, and the project has been going incredibly well, according to those familiar with the game's development. Also, there was one that was missed. Project Obsidian, which is the Black Flag remake. The release date is up in the air, but it was scheduled to release by the end of 2025. You know, let me tell you. Invictus also was scheduled to release by the end of 2025. That's the Assassin's Creed multiplayer project. I will tell you right now, not a single one of these games outside of Splinter Cell and Rayman remotely interests me. Not a single one of these would get played by me. But if you're remaking the first Splinter Cell, I'll be there.
I mean, they announced that so long ago.
I know. And we thought we were getting the announcement at Summer Game Fest this year with gameplay. And what did we get? We got a Netflix TV series.
Yeah, and then the year before that was a VR game that got canceled, I think, right? That never came out.
It's just, it's insane how Ubisoft just doesn't understand what people want and how they're just they ride the few franchises they have, Assassin's Creed into the ground. That's just catastrophic. A couple other little stories. Helldivers 2. Supposedly, Alina Analytics says Helldivers has sold, and this was as of last week, has sold just under 1 million copies on Series X and S within its first 6 days on sale.
It's pretty good.
Which is fantastic. It's mentioned in their report that Helldivers 2 only sold 633,000 copies on PS5 in its first 6 days last year. So, that's kind of wild.
It only sold that much on PS.
Dude, that was a massive PC game.
Well, I knew that, but I just thought
it has not fallen. I don't think it's fallen out of by Circana Analytics estimates. I don't think it's fallen out of the top 10 played Steam games in the last year and a half, which is insane. Yeah. And it's fallen out of that on PS5.
Yeah, I mean, the first one was huge on PC also. I mean,
yeah. Well, I think it was kind of the perfect storm, right? A lot of people who play things like Destiny were looking for a new game. That was in the middle of Season of the Wish. We were in a 6-month season. That came out mid-February. That was the perfect release date for that game. Everybody was kind of clamoring for a new multiplayer game. Call of Duty didn't do it the year before. There was no Battlefield. There's no Borderlands. Fortnite was feeling stale by that point. Apex has been feeling stale for a very long time. Overwatch, LOL. So the market was kind of ripe for somebody to just swoop in. And, I would not have predicted that it would have sold that well. I thought it was going to do fine because the first one was rather popular, specifically with PC and Vita players. But it kind of felt like more of that cult classic feel in a lot of ways. And Helldivers 2 is a radically different game. Radically different in the best way. So, and now they've got 2 free DLCs under their belt, along with a couple paid war bonds, including the Killzone and ODST ones. It's cool. I hope to see more from Arrowhead. I know their next game, they've said their next game is not Helldivers 3. So, interested to see where they go.
Why? I mean, at this point, like, just keep supporting Helldivers 2. It's so...
Keep supporting Helldivers 2. I will say this. Do you think that this bodes well for more PlayStation games to come to Xbox?
I mean, it depends on which ones they are. I mean, I think stuff like the games that have skipped Xbox and have gone to Switch, right? Like Hot Shots Golf and stuff like that. Like, I wonder if PlayStation is looking at some of the things that they've seen based on, because obviously they developed MLB The Show for Xbox, so
and they don't have a choice. MLB told them they had to.
Yeah, but I wonder if they're seeing certain things just based on that, like, or seeing certain buying trends that we just can't see right across consoles or whatever, and like maybe Helldivers makes perfect sense because Xbox is still hailed the shooter box, right? But like,
it really is.
Something like, I don't know, like a Gravity Rush wouldn't sell well there at all, right? I mean,
so hear me out. If Fair Games ever releases, I could see Fair Games being a game that they decide to go, okay,
I think
we're going to hope that this is a hit, probably not a Helldivers level hit. We're going to hope this is a hit, and let's just go ahead and put it on Xbox from day one. Let's just go ahead and put it on.
Yeah, I mean, I think anything game as a service at this point, you're going to see kind of maybe make its way over.
Short of like maybe a new like Killzone, if that were to ever happen.
Yeah.
Even that though, by the time that would be coming out, like years from now, I think that buying trends would be totally different.
Yeah.
My guess would be, I think you're going to see ports of Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales in the next year or two. Because those games have been out for so long. They're some of the best-selling games ever on PlayStation.
Also, they're not Sony IP. They're Disney and Marvel. So, like, I wonder if...
It would kind of depend on what the contract language is then at that point, I would imagine.
Yeah, I wonder also if, like, Xbox putting Indiana Jones, a once exclusive game, technically, on PlayStation, move the needle at all for them to put something like Spider-Man on there, because they've bled the rock dry at this point, right? Like, you can't get any more blood out of that stone on PlayStation. Everybody who's played Spider-Man has played it, I assume, right? And then they did the same on PC, and I mean, I could see that coming to Xbox and Switch too. Honestly, Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would sell phenomenally on both.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales at least.
Yeah,
maybe keep, Spider-Man 2 for
I
a
could
while
see
longer.
Spider-Man 2 coming over to Xbox once Wolverine is out.
Yeah, I could see that. Or like they reveal Spider-Man 3 and like maybe like the big, like, whatever marketing push would be like, hey, we're putting Spider-Man 2 on other platforms and it's available digitally right now. Or like it's coming to other platforms. Yeah. I'm sure they want a bigger marketing push for Spider-Man, but
So Sony's going to fight it for as long as they can, but them bringing Helldivers over is, and I think it's also kind of telling that they're doing it with them and with Bungie, because part of the purchase agreement with Bungie was that their games would be allowed to be multi-platform going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, at this point, it's kind of like, well, whatever. But Arrowhead is not owned by Sony.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's kind of telling that they were willing to put those games over there first, as I think, like, especially Helldivers as like a test case. And I think that was kind of like a test the waters thing. And like Xbox is clearly happy to have it because they were like, hey, let's make an ODST collab.
Mm-hmm.
And Xbox players were asking for it for so long, especially after Sea of Thieves went to PlayStation last year. And, I think Sony has to also see that and be like, man, look how good those games are doing over here. And then they see the numbers of Helldivers 2 on Xbox, an 18-month-old game, and going, now they could be, part of it could be like, oh, well, people are clearly double dipping. They're playing it on the platform they prefer to play it on.
Mm-hmm.
Which I do think is part of it. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who are Xbox only. Now, those numbers are going to dip. Those numbers are going to fall off. They're not going to have Forza or Sea of Thieves level numbers for Xbox. They're just not. It is one of those games that I feel if you wanted to play it and you owned a PC or a PS5, you already bought it.
Mm-hmm.
You bought it last year. You're not buying it now. A lot of people I know also just bought it again to support it. I did. I bought it again to show, hey, I want these games on Xbox. And I don't need them here day and date. You can be like Xbox and hold them for, 6, 12, 18 months, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think PlayStation will bring things day one for as long as they are still dominating the console market. They have no need to. PC day one releases are a different story. I think that will happen within the next year or two.
Mm-hmm. I also
year and a half, 2 years. I think that'll happen.
I also think them testing the waters with some of this stuff too. It has to do with obviously the amount of money they spent on studios trying to spin up this live service initiative.
Oh yeah, they got to recoup that money.
Mixed with the failure of Concord and what, I mean, I don't know if you saw this, but after Jade Raymond left, they lost their creative director like a couple months ago, apparently.
Yeah, it's and then you factor in all the trouble with Bungie. It's really feeling like Helldivers is the exception.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they're kind of understanding that, hey, what we do really good is single player stuff, and what Xbox has historically done really well, and we've done a whole history of this on this show before, is multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
They have been the multiplayer box ever since they came out because of Halo.
Mm-hmm.
And they just continue building on that. I mean, in your first year, you had Halo, you had Project Gotham, you had Fusion Frenzy, you had... I can't believe I'm putting Fusion Frenzy in here. You had Mech Assault, you had the entire Xbox Sports Network happen, you had Xbox Live happening. It was the console to play online.
Rainbow Six 3 was huge before Halo 2 came out.
Rainbow Six 3, Ghost Recon Island Thunder, Chaos Theory. Like
I forgot Chaos Theory had that awesome like Mercs versus...
Spies versus
mode,
Spies.
Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, if you continue going on, like they were the first ones to get EA games online. That was a landmark moment. That was a huge deal when they got that. So you had that. Then, of course, Halo 2 comes. Forza comes out in the final months of the original Xbox. It was a very big deal. But PlayStation's never had a game that has gotten to those levels outside of Gran Turismo. And Gran Turismo was already a legendary franchise before the Xbox even existed. So I'm interested to see what happens. And I think that there is a little bit of that, like, hey, we're all going to cooperate. Like, I think you were the one who brought it up when we talked about the Turn 10 scale back. That opens the door for Gran Turismo to be the premier racing franchise again, on consoles at least, unimpeded. But it also kind of clears the way for Forza Horizon to be the arcade racer.
Yeah, which I think is the perfect blend at this point.
Exactly. You're getting the best of both worlds, in my opinion. So I'm interested to see how this progresses. And that kind of takes me into the last thing I really wanted to talk about tonight. A quick note before we get to this, because we're talking like reveals and shows and stuff. There's supposed to be a PlayStation Presents later on this month. We don't know when that's going to happen. But supposedly Wolverine will be at the next one. They're finally ready to show actual gameplay from Wolverine.
I mean, that's literally the reason why my PlayStation 5 is still standing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for Ghost of Yotei in a couple weeks, though.
Yeah, I mean, most people are.
Ghost of Yotei is like easily my most anticipated for the rest of the year. It's like that in Outer Worlds too. So I'm very curious to see if we see Wolverine. Xbox is doing a TGS showcase on September 25th. That is 2 weeks from now. And it is early. It is going to be at 3 a.m. Pacific time, 6 a.m. Eastern.
Sweet.
I will be watching this, or listening to this, I guess, after I have woken up on my morning commute. I'm not waking up to watch this live, but it is widely expected that we are going to see Forza Horizon 6 get announced there. It would easily be the biggest thing they've ever done at a TGS show. And they've been making those shows bigger and bigger the last several years.
Yeah, I mean, they're still trying to get that Japanese market.
They're still trying.
With the Xbox Ally, like
yeah.
I mean, this is a new venture for them.
They have said for a while that they need to have a presence more like spread out. And save stuff for other events, because for a while there it was just Summer Showcase and the Game Awards, and that was it. They don't do the EXO event anymore for whatever reason.
Major Nelson left.
But I mean, they even stopped that before he left. I think it's dumb. COVID kind of like got rid of that.
Yeah.
So I think you would benefit from having a showcase there. It's clear they want to clearly have some sort of presence at Gamescom, but for whatever reason, they're just not willing to commit. I think it's internally, they're probably thinking, well, what can we show here that we didn't just show 2 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's really a great place for the public to get hands on and like maybe like re-emphasize and do like they did here, you know, like just re-emphasize some of our stuff that's coming, some ports. Like we'll announce some ports there that we don't want to be announcing like coming soon is what's something that's not on PlayStation. Halo Master Chief Collection coming to PlayStation, but that be announced on a neutral stage, for example. So that way you're not giving the clout to a state of play, but you're also not having to take time out of your own presentation for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I think they're going to use that for. TGS is an interesting one because it happens at such a late hour. It's happening at 7 p.m. Japan Standard Time. And I don't think you can push it too much later because people in Japan already don't care about Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And you're clearly trying to draw that audience in. But I can understand, like, if that starts becoming a bigger show for Xbox, maybe they try to push it an hour or two.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't imagine them doing that because, like, they want to be respectful of people's time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see how that's going to go, and maybe that affects like timing for summer showcases in the future. My guess would be they're not going to announce anything else big here. I think that's going to be the thing. Maybe you get a Starfield DLC announcement here. I could see that happening. I think they showed Shattered Space at the last TGS.
Did they?
I think they did. And they've definitely talked about Starfield there before because they talked localization the year before that. And I was like their final, like, hey, we're showing this off right before it launches. Or it's just launched or something like that. So I think you could get maybe something like that. Other than that, I think it's just going to be a lot of partnership announcements. I think maybe we'll get the actual release date for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth here. I could see that.
I could definitely see that.
If it doesn't come tomorrow during the Nintendo Direct, which is also a very strong possibility.
Rebirth? I mean,
Remake.
Remake. Yeah. Remake. No, remake. I thought you said rebirth.
Yeah, no, remake.
Yeah, remake. I definitely think is coming tomorrow.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe they give the Rebirth announcement for the release date to Xbox then. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
There's like other games that they haven't ported over that they need to. I can't think of off the top of my mind what they are, but you know, I could see something like that. I think Sega will have something to announce there. I think they'll announce because they have 4 mystery games for their booth that they have not talked about publicly yet.
Jet Set Radio. Crazy Taxi.
I am absolutely staking my claim on it being Jet Set Radio.
Golden Axe.
I will keep screaming that that Jet Set Radio is just going to be at every event until I'm proven right. So I do think that might be something that's at this, but other than that, I think some Japanese collaborations with some games. The Persona Overwatch thing I don't think has been formally announced, so I expect that to be an announcement here.
Yeah, it seems like a fair assessment.
It feels like a fair guess. Yeah, other than that, I don't really know. Maybe there's something from Hoyoverse here, or I could see the announcement of not Stellar Blade, but their other game that studio made, Nikkei. I could see that maybe getting ported to Xbox. I know that's been on PC or on PS5 for a little while.
I mean, I could see Stellar Blade being ported over to Xbox also.
I can too, but just not at this event.
No. Well,
it's because it's published by Sony that I don't think it'll happen. But Nikkei was
is not. Is it on PC? Is it published by Sony?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, I could see Nikkei being something that they decide to bring over. Yeah, I don't know. I could see that happening. I don't think that's similarly. I don't think Sony is gonna show up and announce something for Xbox at an Xbox TGS showcase when they're already struggling in the country.
Uh-huh.
So, And I do think that you're right. I think there's going to be a lot of Xbox Ally push here.
Yeah, I think that's all. I think that's all you'll see on the show floor there.
Highlight. I could see like a slew of Japanese publishers making announcements of like our games going forward are all going to be Ally certified. They're going to be Play Anywhere titles. So if you buy it once, you have it everywhere. I could see that because Sega's really the only one that's gone full in on that. I know Square. I think Square has done a couple of games, but I know Sega. Pretty much every game Sega puts out is Play Anywhere, including the entire Atlus collection that's there. But that brings us to the final topic tonight, which really isn't like that big of a topic. Like, do we think anything Xbox gets announced at tomorrow? By the time you're listening to this, the Nintendo Direct will be out. So this is kind of a moot conversation, but that's why we're only going to take like 2 or 3 minutes on this.
Anything?
Do you think
Xbox
any
related?
Xbox games are there tomorrow?
I mean, honestly, no. I could see Doom: The Dark Ages maybe being there. Honestly,
I think one game is there. I think Forza Horizon 5 is there.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that too. But see, also Nintendo also has 2 racing games this year. Are they gonna really want a third, like, major racing game?
I mean, that would be the biggest real racing game that they've ever had on their platforms.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I mean, I think Forza Horizon will come to Switch too. I was just questioning this year, but I mean, if Tokyo is coming out next year,
the only thing that gives me hesitation about saying Horizon 5 is with the rumors of Horizon 6 getting announced in 2 weeks. Would you really even want to port it at that point? I know that you would be like, oh, well, that's money and this and that. Like,
I mean, if they did, now would be the time to do it, and they would have to shadow drop it, right? Because the normal person that isn't paying attention to all the rumors and stuff isn't going to know that 6 is going to be announced in 2 weeks. So
but I could see how that would be like infuriating to a lot of people also.
Yeah, I'm
like
sure.
Now that I'm thinking about it more. So, but I think that also would raise questions of, well, can Horizon 6 run on the Switch too?
I mean, that would also be a reason to see it on Switch also, is to see if this engine can even run on the console.
That's true.
In a good way, is like, okay, well, this would be like their like when Naughty Dog was learning how the PlayStation 4 worked, right? And they ported The Last of Us over to PlayStation 4 from PlayStation 3. They get used to the hardware. Let's learn how to use it. Let's make sure these things can run properly. So when our biggest new game comes out, we can make sure to make it run properly.
I am very, very curious to see Horizon 5 running on the Xbox Ally. I've never seen it run on a Steam Deck, full disclosure. I imagine it'll be similar or better performance.
Yeah, I would assume so.
But I mean, that's also a 4-year-old game. Like, it should run good.
Yeah.
So if Horizon 5 does run well on handhelds, I don't see really any reason why it wouldn't come to Switch 2. Considering those specs are at least on par with the S, if not a little bit better. Star Wars Outlaws running shockingly well on the Switch 2.
I heard.
I'm floored.
Only $40 also.
I'm not buying it again, but it does have cross save though. That was also the interesting thing to me.
Yeah, because Ubisoft, you have your own Ubisoft account, so you have cloud saves. Disney Dreamlight Valley, Josh, Gameloft, Ubisoft company.
Unbelievable. You know? He went there.
I did. Got to bring it up at least once.
He found a way to get it in there this week.
I did.
At the 11th hour. The only other thing I could see for Xbox maybe getting an... I mean, yeah, I guess Doom: The Dark Ages. Indiana Jones has already been announced. I wonder if we get a date for Indiana Jones here. Because it was announced at Gamescom. I'm sure Nintendo wanted to make the date announcement themselves. I'm going to delude myself into thinking that Rare Replay is still going to get announced one day.
I know. I'm thinking, what a layup for Xbox.
What a layup for everyone involved.
Like 80% of those games are Nintendo 64 GameCube games. Like,
yeah, I think
give us Viva Pinata.
I've said it for years that I think that it'll come, but I mean, I've been proven wrong every year. trying to think of anything else that Xbox might have that's been ported to PlayStation. God, do we dare think that Sea of Thieves is going to come here with its, with Nintendo's archaic online?
Good.
That's a disaster waiting to happen if it does.
Look, I would say Nintendo Switch Online is better on the Switch 2, but that's also like saying, well, broadband is better than dial-up. So
pretty much.
I don't.
I need to look and see how the rights for Hi-Fi Rush 1 work, but I could see that getting announced also.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the same as what's the other game? Sunset Overdrive, where like they aren't allowed to release it again, but maybe they have first right of refusal of publishing, or like they would have to go in and co-publish it with Krafton, right? Like that.
I think they would have to co-publish.
Mm-hmm.
My other question is Hellblade 2. Do we see Hellblade 2 here?
Yeah, that was rumored for Gamescom.
And it obviously didn't happen.
Yeah, well, the other rumor is that Limited Run is doing a Switch they're doing physical copies of Hellblade 2, and the Switch will get 1 and 2 in the same package, apparently, is the rumor. But I don't know. Limited Run is strange. They have strange workings, but we know people that work there. And
okay, so I found not to cut you off. I found the rights. The terms of the merger do not include the rights to either of Tango's previous IPs, Evil Within or Ghostwire Tokyo, which remain under Microsoft's ownership, alongside the publishing rights to the original Hi-Fi Rush.
Okay, so they can publish it.
The agreement will not impact the existing availability of Tango's prior games on their current platforms, including on Game Pass.
So obviously Tango took the IP with them,
yes.
aside from this game. But did they take Evil Within with them, or does Microsoft still own that?
Microsoft owns Evil. That's what I just said. Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo are still, those IPs are fully owned by Microsoft.
Dang. I mean, I heard you say Ghostwire Tokyo.
Nope. They are both still owned by Microsoft.
Dang.
I mean, that could get ported over.
I could see a Evil Within 1 and 2. Something.
I could see that. I mean, anything that makes them money at this point, I could see coming over.
Yeah, I mean, I could see
the reality is with Great Circle getting announced, that opens the door for just about anything that's come out this gen.
Mm-hmm.
Because clearly they've figured out that it can run on there. So, I mean, Doom the Dark Ages would be a safe bet, I think.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little surprised Gears Reloaded didn't get ported.
It could right here.
I know. Could you imagine the Nintendo Direct guy announcing Gears Reloaded? Take your adventure with Delta Squad in this high-paced shooter.
It's time to be the Coltrane.
You take on the role of Marcus Phoenix and his pal Dom as they mow through the Locust Horde.
Fight to save the planet Sarah and defeat the evil General Ram. Play alone or play together with online co-op.
Play with a friend with Game Share.
Play with a friend with Game Share, and don't forget to hit that C button.
Jeez.
I'm not going to call it when I call it off air. Jesus Christ.
That's good.
Oh man, now what would be the funniest possible thing that they could announce at a Nintendo Direct from a Microsoft IP with that voice?
I mean, Gears is up there.
Go on a scary adventure that's sure to haunt you in the Evil Within 1 and 2 collector's pack.
Yeah, but they've already announced Resident Evil, right? So like that, I mean, they would give that. You know what would be the funniest one, and it's not Microsoft, but like
Grand Theft Auto.
No, The Last of Us.
Fight to save the world from a world-ending pandemic in The Last of Us. Play as Joel and his friend Ellie.
Tee it up.
Battle the clickers and rogue humans and watch your friend Tess die a horrific death.
Pack your golf clubs and your bats.
The Last of Us clicks its way onto your system later today.
Oh my god, I hate you so much.
Okay, God, get me out of here, Corey. Get me out of here. We've gone so far off the
rails. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. All right.
Experience the humanity's last savior in the Master Chief Collection. Embark on a journey across the Halo rings and the universe to stop 343 Guilty Spark, the Flood, and the Evil Covenant. Joined by your AI pal Cortana, or as we call her, Mommy.
Oh my god. On that note, Jesus Christ. That's the name of the episode.
But we don't have multiplayer because it would fry our systems.
That's the name of the episode. We call her Mommy. Oh, use that hashtag on social media to...
Jesus Christ, don't do that. Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh. On that note, everybody out there, thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode of Xbox Casuals, the Xbox podcast. You can find us every other Friday on your podcast service of choice or on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, rate, and review wherever you listen. Leave us a 5-star rating and a nice review. Josh, thank you for your time tonight, as always. Appreciate you.
Of course.
Oh my gosh. What would the Nintendo Direct voice sound like for our show?
Blasting its way onto your Xbox today is another world premiere.
Oh my god. Oh, everybody out there, we thank you so much for watching and or listening. Until next time, we love you. Goodbye.